Hello everyone, I'm here for a short little video. I have this old calendar, not old calendar, it's a 2025, my husband just took down. And I want to make a journal out of it. Now, I have done this before and like the shape of it. What got me doing it today was, I decided I want to make a stamp journal. I watched Jody Fi and she made a stamp journal, and I thought, what a fun way to do this. So you leave a little bit of space, hit that lightly, and then fold a little tighter so that you can see I've got a couple milliliters, 1/4 of an inch. And it makes a different kind of shaped journal, but more importantly, it's reusing something. I've been cutting these calendars up so I have days of the week and letters and stuff for my creative journals. But I decided this one, look at this picture. Is he not cute? Adorable. Adorable. True farm kid. I have a picture of when Andy was about that age or younger, drinking out of hog waters. I was watering down hogs, hot summer day, and he got thirsty, and I always pinned him up in one of the empty hog pens while I fed and watered him down. He'd been over there enough. He knew what those little nipples were for on the side of the fence. He just went over, sorry about that squeak, got himself a drink. Didn't faze him a bit. That's the farm kid. I apologize for the click and clank. If you're new here, thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you're crafting with me. And if this is a repeat visit, thank you for coming back. I so appreciate it. And that's my little journal. Now, I think I'm going to do a stamp journal. I have lots and lots of Greg's grandparents' stamps, and I don't know if I want to for sure do it as a stamp journal or what, but I am going to get out my paste and start pasting down so if you got just some calendars that you don't want to keep, now you got an idea of what to do with them. I always like to look at my grandmother's calendars because she always had the weather on it. She always had if it rained or snowed, she always had how many inches. And she was a huge advocate of our high school basketball team. And so if they had a game, she had to score. And that was what I can remember her putting on there. I don't know. She may have remembered other stuff. No idea. But mainly remember the weather and the inches of snow and that score, which usually was just a Friday night back then in the 70s. But even when all of us, none of us kids played ball. Now, my younger sister was pom-pom girl, but none of us played, but she would adopt one of them, and that's who she cheered the loudest for, usually somebody who didn't have family that attended every game. And she followed them to the day she died. You always knew not to call her on a Friday night because she wouldn't answer, because that was when the Sakis played. She and Grandpa were even voted Mr. and Mrs. Saki one year. And they had a banquet, and she got a little crown, I think, and he got a football that all the boys had signed. When the basketball team would go to state, which was pretty much every year for a long time, they would call Grandma first to see if she was going to want season tickets, because she and Grandpa always got to the games early and sat in the same seats, and they wanted to know if she wanted those seats at the tournaments. And usually I think they took them. Our National Honor Society and the seniors had the food stand and the coat rack. And Grandpa'd give them a 20 every time. And everybody liked waiting on Grandpa because he was a people person and he loved kids. And so he would talk to him, how are you doing, that kind of stuff, give him a 20, tell him to keep the change, which back then was wonderful. And we just put it in the account. But whoever waited on him, he checked on, how you doing, how's school, you know, those kind of things. And he was very well loved. So anyway, that's what calendars always bring to mind for me. You're on creative journaling, and I can't even remember a daily journal, and I can't even remember the temperature. Grandma did it for 80 some years. Anyhow, that is a calendar journal. Now, can you get any simpler than that? I'm not going to cut the stamps out or anything, so I'll just probably maybe do a page, a color. You know, I've got more red ones than anything, but I do have some orange and brown and yellows and blues and greens. And my journal's ready to go. I don't like that. This isn't going to be good. But it'll dry. I'll just leave it open to that page and it'll dry. So if you don't have many supplies, ask somebody if they kept last year's calendar and see if you can have it, and you can make you a journal, and you can use that journal for anything you want to. Hope you have a wonderful day. Just stopping in a moment to say hi, and always remember, you have a purpose. Bye for now.